Hello, and welcome to Cryptid Spotlight, Jersey Devil. If you're counting, this is episode 6 of season 2. I mention it here since it makes for too long of a title. This video has been a long time coming, since I've wanted to cover it for a while, but was unsure how to approach it. The cryptid is something that is frequently seen, but at the same time falls into the category of unbelievable when you add in the religious ramifications and symbolisms. While researching this topic, I found that New Jersey is full of haunted and paranormal occurrences, so I'll be doing a separate video on that shortly. When people hear tale of the Jersey Devil, many write it off as a story used to scare kids from venturing off into the forests. Another thought was that the story arose from people's distrust of those who lived in the woods and feared they practiced devil worship. The Jersey Devil is said to live in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey and has resided at the location for over 282 years, where many believe it to be immortal. It also has been sighted in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and New York as well. Throughout the years, this being has been spotted by over 2,000 witnesses from all walks of life. Its origin story is a bit of an issue as there are many possible claims, so I'll go over a few of them. The most popular variation states that in Estelville, New Jersey, in 1735, Miss Leeds was giving birth to her 13th child, and just before it came out, she stated, "May the devil take this one." Or some state she said, "I hope it is the devil." And the baby emerged with horns, wings, cloven feet, a long tail, and the head of a horse. Other variations say the baby was born deformed and hidden in the basement, but one stormy night it grew wings and escaped up the chimney. One telling says a girl fell in love with a British soldier during the Revolutionary War, and the townsfolk cursed her, and when she gave birth, it came out as a devil. A common thread to the story involves the name Leeds and the mention of evil spirits or curses. In fact, one of the origin stories I didn't mention involved Miss Leeds being a witch and the father of the baby being the devil himself. The Jersey Devil's description also varies, but it commonly is described as having horns, a horse, moose, or dog head, with red eyes, leathery bat-like wings, a long pointy tail, and horse hoof feet. Many people reported being attacked by this creature, as well as it has a taste for livestock such as chickens, sheep, and pigs. Most notably, larger dogs seem to commonly be victims to the devil's wrath, as well as including German shepherds. Much like the chupacabra, many of the victims are found with their throats ripped out, or with no visible wounds, but the blood being completely drained from the body. It is said that the Jersey Devil will let out a blood-curdling scream when it is around. The creature is said to stand between 4 and 6 feet tall. One of the earliest recorded sightings was in the 1800s by Commodore Stephen Decatur while he was at the Hanover Mill Works. While there, he was test firing cannons when he reported seeing the creature flying by. He fired on the devil and managed to hit it, but the being kept flying as if nothing happened. Between 1816 and 1839, Joseph Bonaparte, Napoleon's eldest brother, reported seeing the Jersey Devil while hunting. In 1909, there were quite a few sightings, which included it attacking animals and even police firing on the creature. It caused so much panic that the schools closed and workers refused to go to their jobs. It even stretched far enough that the Philadelphia Zoo offered a $10,000 reward for the capture of the beast. Some groups copied that offer and even claimed that they would put it up in its own cage as part of an exhibit. Of course, this led to many hoaxes just to try to cash in on the bounty. The most interesting report for the time was when 100 people in a trolley car saw the Jersey Devil when it flew overhead and attacked the vehicle's roof. What makes it more fantastic is that hoof-like prints were found on the roof, and the same style was found later at an arsenal in Trenton. Sightings continued throughout the year, where motorists seemed to be the main target. In 1927, a taxi driver stopped to fix a flat tire when he claimed the creature appeared and jumped on the roof of his car. In 1961, a couple was parked in the Pine Barrens and said they heard the customary shriek of the Jersey Devil just before the roof of their car was caved in from something landing on it. In 1966 and 1989, farmers claimed to have been visited by the cryptid, who proceeded to kill their livestock and pets. It is at this point that I should mention that there have been natural explanations given to try to shut down the existence of the Jersey Devil. The most common idea is that what people are seeing is in fact a sandhill crane. It is a possibility, as these birds out in the wild can be sort of freaky to come across, especially when they stand straight up to get a better view. I do find it odd that the cryptid known as Mothman, that has also shared a lot of similarities with the devil, also is claimed to be a sandhill crane. What really blows this hypothesis out of the water is that in 1909, Mr. and Mrs. Nelson Evans reported seeing the Jersey Devil, and in that report conveyed that they know what a crane looks like. They described it as having the head of a horse, it had wings, and legs like that of a crane, and feet like horse hooves. If you have personally seen a crane before, then there is no way you can mistake it for anything but. The other theory is that people are seeing a deer being taken by a bird, which then makes it appear to be flying. I had to chuckle a little with this idea since the math doesn't work. I checked things up, and the only bird capable of taking a fawn is an eagle, but it has to be when they are very small, weighing about 4 to 8 pounds at birth. Adult deer, which would be similar in size to the Jersey Devil, weigh anywhere from 90 to 300 pounds depending on their gender and health. The maximum an eagle can pick up in perfect conditions is half their body weight, but most are much less than that. With that in mind, how many eagles can you think of that weigh 100 pounds or more? Also, a 90-pound deer would require the eagle to weigh 180 pounds for it to even be feasible. It is very interesting that this cryptid has gotten so much attention as to what the truth is behind it, while others go without such intensive research. Commonly, experts believe that the origin story is a little more mundane. A Quaker named Daniel Leeds produced an almanac in 1687 that contained astrological signs and symbols, and this caused him to be ostracized by the other Quakers. After this, he continued producing such almanacs, but growing increasingly more interested in the occult and spirit worlds. This caused Daniel to be labeled as an evil man. After Daniel's death, his son Titan took over publishing, and soon came at odds with Benjamin Franklin, since he was producing an almanac as well. At one point, Franklin posted a prediction in his almanac for Titan's death, and started calling him a ghost in further correspondence. It is commonly thought that the Leeds ghost started from this feud. Outside of this, Titan used his family crest of a wyvern on his publications, and people started to link the Leeds family with devils and monsters. At this point, I feel it important to mention that while researching this topic, I found that many people attributed the Jersey Devil sightings with imminent danger or even wars. This also, strangely enough, ties in perfectly with the common view of the Mothman's purpose. As stated previously, it is astounding how much backstory there is to this cryptid, or how it came about. The battle between the Leeds and Franklin makes for an interesting argument as to how things all started. But what can't be explained away is all the sightings that have been reported of a real-life being occupying the Pine Barrens. With all this information, it gives me a new look on this cryptid, and I am uncertain as to what could be going on in the New Jersey forests. What do you think? Is this a fanciful story, or something more? With that, be safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.